Welcome back. Today's video will be a little bit different. When we were trying to tape this this job, the wind was blowing pretty good and the camera actually tipped over a couple of times. So we decided to go a different route and just take some still shots during the process. So everything in this video will be a still shot, but I will talk through basically what we're doing at each step of the way. Hopefully the next one will be a little bit better, but this is the best I got right now. This is part one, so part two hopefully will be a little bit more videotaping on what we're doing as we're doing it. So enjoy and like and subscribe. Thanks. In this photo you can notice that the railing is the main reason why that concrete has broken off. And plus with the rust, that railing's definitely something we're going to want to remove. Now once we get that removed, we can get things cleaned up and start with the patch. Now this next photo is going to show you how much rust is actually on that railing inside the concrete, which is basically all the way around on all the railing pieces that are currently installed. So we're going to be removing all the railing, and you can stay tuned for that. Now this photo, the first thing you're going to notice is we did clean everything up. We took a little dollar store brush, nothing expensive, and just kind of brushed all the loose debris, the extra rust and everything like that. Now the next thing you're going to notice is these 3 screws that we actually put in. These screws are acting sort of like rebar in your concrete, but we used a bit and drilled into the old concrete. These are Tapcon screws, which will screw straight into it if you got the right size bit. Just read the directions on those. Now what it is, like I said, you got rebar that runs from the old concrete to the new concrete. So it gives the concrete patch something to hold to. Instead of just basically using the bonding agent, which we're still going to use, it gives it something else for it to hold to so that patch doesn't want to just basically break off like the old concrete did. One thing to keep in mind when you actually do install those screws is that you want to make sure those screws don't extend past the edge of your concrete. Obviously, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but if you're not paying attention, you'll actually have one of those screws sticking out. And when you do the concrete patch, you'll actually have a screw sticking out of the side, which is not good. So just make sure they're within the confines of where you're going to be actually patching with that concrete. Now, once you've gotten this far, your next couple of steps is basically you want to take the bonding agent with that dollar store brush that you got laying around that you've already used, and be liberal with it. I mean, brush it on nice and thick. The bonding agent, it's kind of almost like a milky substance. It's not real thick. It's very watery, but you can definitely see it. You're going to brush it on the entire area that you want that concrete to bond to the old concrete. Now the other thing too is you're going to want to mix that bonding agent in with your concrete patch. So in place of water, or at least we used the rest of the bottle of the bonding agent, which made us almost a perfect amount of patch concrete. So we were able to just use the bonding agent as our mix. If you need a little bit more concrete, use a little bit of water along with what you got left in that bonding agent bottle. And that's going to help really solidify and hold it to the old concrete along with those screws. The one thing we didn't get a picture of was the wooden form we had to build for the sides. This photo was actually taken right after we actually took the forms off. And before we actually did kind of the finished brushing on it. So you will have to form the sides to kind of hold the concrete in place until it sets up for just a little bit. If you use a quick dry cement, it will dry quickly. Ours actually started to dry up a little too quick, and we had to rush the second part, but we did get it done. And that's basically where you get this picture, which is our finish. This is after it started to dry and we've done our finished brushing on it. We have rounded our edges to match the existing concrete, and at this point it just basically dries and it'll get a little lighter and be very close to the color of the existing concrete. So that's all we have for the patching of the concrete. These next couple of photos are basically just the railing that we removed. You can see a lot of rust, and this picture actually shows where it's starting to break loose from the brick of the house. So like I said, the railing had to be removed. It was a safety issue. The homeowner actually has a small child that, I'm sure they weren't feeling too safe with this railing. Plus, it was a little bit of an eyesore. And the next picture is just kind of showing all the railing before we took it down. So we're actually going to take the handrail down the steps like it is there on the right-hand side, but we're going to do both sides with the new railing. We also are installing an aluminum railing, which won't rust and attaches much more firmly to the concrete than the old railing. So, stay tuned towards the end. You'll get to see one piece of the railing that we're actually going to have put installed. These next three photos are the pictures of where the old railing was installed. So it's just kind of showing where we had to cut off and grind down the old posts where those went into the concrete. Also, where it went into the house just shows where that railing is now been removed. So this picture actually shows the one piece of railing we did get installed. Now, the reason why we stopped with one piece is the screws that we had bought for this job weren't quite long enough. They weren't just giving us enough hold, especially when you figure this railing is for safety. It just wasn't secure enough in my opinion. So we're going to get a little longer screws to go a little bit deeper into the brick and also a little deeper into the concrete so it can hold a little more secure. And then we're going to continue on and secure the rest of the handrail on that side and then start on the other side. That video will be out in a couple of weeks. I do have another job to do in between that I've promised someone else. So in about 2 weeks, that video will actually be up. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next week.